Tomorrow, federal election.
Oh, is it?
Long way to come when you could have just postal voted.
Yeah, good point. But could you get the snag? You don't get the snag in the post.
Well, that's right.
that's
Are we going to
very
see you at
true.
a local primary school tomorrow?
That's a question for you, sir. If anyone's going to be at a local primary school, I think it might be you, brother.
Controversial question then. Onions on top or below the snag?
I like a little bit over the top.
I like on
Yeah.
top, yeah.
Drizzling over the top. But I think I owe probably the federal government probably $5,000 by now from how many elections I've forgotten we're on.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Speaking of snags, sorry, we're just doing a little bit of a mic check there. Speaking of snags, when was the last time you had a Bunnings sausage sizzle? You must
don't.
be craving.
We went past the Bunnings today and the temptation was there, but obviously we had some media commitments. Hopefully we can find one because
Yeah.
American sausages are horrendous.
They're not the same.
They're
at
like
all.
bratwurst. They're just
Ugh.
like it's just not what you want from a Bunnings snag. So hopefully at some stage this weekend we can find one.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, let's talk serious stuff, guys. 'Cause you're here for big news, and we're super excited. Crown Jewel, WWE, heading back to Western Australia. Tell us about Chamber. That was 15 months ago, if you could believe it. What's happened in your lives, specifically 15 years ago? I mean, Rhea, married now.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot that's been going on.
Injuries for both of you
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. I mean, married, lost my on-screen boyfriend, lost my family.
Married and lost my boyfriend.
yeah.
Hey,
My life is
it's a good life,
there's a lot
dude.
going
That's a
on.
good life. You might be Mormon.
Maybe.
Shout out to our Mormon fans.
Yeah.
We got a lot. We're big in the Mormon community.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to vacate my title. Had 2 injuries. I did the grade 3 AC sprain in my shoulder. I broke my face. There's been a lot going on. Got the championship back, lost it again. Had a 5-star WrestleMania match with Io and Bianca. Yeah, lots going on. So I'm very excited to see where my life is at by the time October rolls around.
So true, actually. Let's talk about
Wait,
your...
what about Grayson?
Oh, you
He's
want
done
me-
heaps.
Well, it's hard to follow that. There's some big things in there. You know? I hung out with my dog. He's pretty cool. You know, we won the tag team championships at WrestleMania. It was awfully like a huge thing to win my first championship in WWE. Unfortunately, in NXT, I never got to convert and win the championships there. So that was a big moment. And, you know, me and Theory have been causing chaos, whether it's SmackDown, whether it's Raw, getting in there with some of the best guys in the business, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, you know, just trying to elevate ourselves and force ourselves back into big positions on the card.
Yeah, well, speaking of big positions, I'm sure you
Oh,
probably...
no. Okay, keep going.
Oh, come on, get your head
No,
out
I'm
of that.
listening. I'm listening.
Surely you want to be in the main event of Crown Jewel Perth when it comes.
Of course, I think anyone who says they wouldn't want to be on the WWE roster is a liar. But
Yeah.
obviously, there's a huge amount of competition. Obviously, you got Rhea bloody Ripley, the number one. I was going to say women's wrestler, but I don't think it's a case of gender. I think she's the best wrestler in the world right now. And you got John Cena coming, but it wouldn't be me if I wasn't still talking my game and saying I want to be in the main event. I want to take on the best of the best. And who knows? We got 6 months or so before we get to this show, and I'm going to make sure I'm somewhere on that card.
Yeah.
Rhea, when you hear stuff like that, how does that make you feel? Like your peers absolutely love you?
It's heartwarming. It really is. And like the amount of trash talk that Grayson actually says, to hear something nice and it's directed at me, it makes my heart warm.
Well, you mentioned the 5-star match at Mania. Congratulations. It was
Thank
like
you.
a ball terror. Absolutely stellar. Give us a bit of insight behind the scenes as to what happens. Like, who produced that match with you guys?
What does he mean by produced? I don't understand.
Oh, sorry. Are we allowed to talk about that
No,
sort of
I
stuff?
don't understand.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Produced?
Oh,
Produced.
who helps you a lot? Oh, here we go.
You answer it. I'm just confused. I don't understand the question.
Oh, here we go.
So Jason Jordan and Petey Williams, but Jason Jordan, he's always with me every step of the way. Petey definitely was a part of it, massive, but yeah, JJ, he's been with me on a lot of different matches, and I can always count on him. And every time that I'm going to lose my mind or have a panic attack, he's always there. So he's my number one helper. But yeah, Petey and JJ.
Love that. I think that's great. Last time you guys were here, you came into the studio with Triple H.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, it was wild.
And when you guys left, I guided you down in the elevator and I said to Triple H, I said, oh, thanks for coming in, Hunter. And then I immediately felt like this weird embarrassment because I'm like, I've called him Hunter. I don't really deserve to call him Hunter. But also I know that there's this weird rule in wrestling where don't call wrestlers by their real name. So I can't really like, thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
What are the rules here? I'm like, where do I go?
I would just say, thank you so much, boss. I really appreciate anything that you give me. That's what I usually say. I think that's the best way to deal with it most times.
Is that how you used to talk to Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, every time. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. HBK, sir. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, man. I mean, I guess like the on-screen name is what everyone knows us as. So that's probably the appropriate way to go. Every now and then people call me Demi and it freaks me out a little bit, to be completely honest. I'm like, whoa. Like, Grayson even called me Demi the other day, and it freaked me out.
I didn't like it.
And he's my peer. He's my friend.
I'm not going to do that again.
See, that spins me out. Like, because in real life, you go, oh, your friends, your family, they would all call you Demi, but it's like in your world, it's like, no, I'm Rhea.
Yeah, I'm literally two different people. It's nuts.
Wow. That's wild.
Well, Grayson, we touched on HBK Shawn Michaels. GOAT realm, you've shared the ring with him. You've also had moments with Triple H and Cena. What's it like sledging the absolute crap out of them in the ring?
It's obviously super surreal, and as a wrestling fan growing up, like, if I go back to me at 15 and tell him some of the stories about the people I'd be in the ring with, I think he wouldn't think it was real. But I always feel that the best way to show respect to these legends and say thank you for the platform that you've given us is to go as hard as you can at them. I don't think kissing ass and you know, trying to be their best friend is the best way to say thank you for what they did. I think the best way to do that is to go in and try and take from them. Be like, I want to be on your level, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to say the wildest things I can. And I think from a fan perspective too, you know, they hold these people in such high esteem. So when they see someone like this stupid Australian Grayson Waller coming out and trying to fight Shawn Michaels, I think that gets a great reaction too, because they know if they were in that situation, they would never say something like that to someone who's done so much. And I have no problem doing those things.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of going hard, you guys really go hard in the ring. I went for a run yesterday. As you can tell, I'm the peak of male form.
Yeah, you look like the definition of a guy who's training for a marathon.
Oh,
you know?
I'll actually take that. That's a compliment.
But that's your whole thing in life. You just tell people, like, you're going to the cafe, oh, I'm actually training for a marathon.
I'm not, but anyway.
Yeah, you tell people. I didn't say you would. You actually were.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That is how I look. I appreciate that. I do.
Also, you look like every band on Triple J's lead singer.
This is another compliment.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to
you're
get me.
definitely in some type of indie hipster band.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
Ocean Alley.
Yeah.
no.
I get Wraith Thistleweight a lot.
Oh,
Thirsty
okay. Now
Merc?
that you mentioned that, you do look like you're in Thirsty Merc, like the tribute band. that you see at you go to the local RSL club and you see.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're asking a question.
Yeah, Thirsty Jerk is what they call me.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Good from you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I went for a run. I was thinking of questions to ask you guys. I'm going, geez, I'm blown out, and I've done like a 24-minute run with 2-minute intervals in between. And I'm kind of going, what kind of cardio levels do you guys have to be at? Because I know legends often talk about when they rewatch matches, they go, oh, look at me. 5 minutes in, I was already blown out. Does that actually happen? Like, do you get blown out straight away, or is that just these dudes are unfit? And the new level of fitness in the WWE is we could go for an hour.
I think when you look back to certain times in wrestling history, it was much easier on the cardio. But now what we do is, like, from the moment that match starts, we're going. Like on TV, there's no warm up, you're straight to it. But that's up to us as athletes to prepare ourselves. So when that happens, like, I don't think you've ever seen either of us gassed at any stage in a match. Like, we're ready to go, but that's because you have to put in the effort beforehand. And wrestling cardio is very different to like normal cardio. So like, running is great, but it doesn't prepare you to get punched in the face and thrown over the top rope and hit with a chair and all those type of things.
Yeah, no, exactly. And like, you got to think we're trash talking at the same time as doing all these physical activities. I mean, I know it doesn't look like we're gassed as well, but sometimes we are. We just hide it very, very well. Like, speaking for myself, I get gassed sometimes, but then at the same time, the adrenaline that you get from the fans and just being out there, it kind of takes over at times as well. But cardio is a massive thing, and you can't really prepare for in-ring action without being in-ring.
Sometimes when I go for a run, I'll just like I'll go to someone's front lawn and just slam my back.
Flat back onto it.
Yeah, just flat back on the front lawns. You know, I'm always prepared.
Yeah.
Tell us about your time at NXT because that's my favorite wrestling program. I think it's the best.
I can
wrestling
tell.
Program.
Yeah.
My
favorite wrestling is NXT.
What's wrong with that?
You look like Twitter, dude, so I
Oh,
can understand.
don't. Are you
you do.
serious?
You look like Twitter.
Are you serious?
Like, you definitely have an obscure, like, Japanese wrestler as your profile photo.
Well, you got to give him some back, man. Don't let him do this to you.
Okay, let's talk about NXT. Let's talk about NXT.
NXT, like, when you guys go back there,
Yeah.
that must be a huge honor, though, because you guys are main roster stars now. Going back, given, like, you were in the main event against Homer Febby.
Yep.
Your mate, Austin Theory, as well. Going back there must be really good to give back to NXT, the company that gave you your start.
I love doing it. And when I got called up, I said to Sean, like, anything you ever need, you let me know. And so anytime he's needed to fill a spot or he's needed someone from the main roster to come down for a certain reason, like, I have no problem doing it. We live in Orlando, which makes life a little bit easier getting to the shows as well. But, like, I know how hard those NXT kids work down there. And, like, I kind of see myself, and maybe Rhea similar, like, when you go down there, you're the measuring stick to find out if these guys belong in the ring. So going down and getting to work with Obafemi, that guy's legit. And now I can come back and I go to Shawn Michaels, hey, that guy Oba, he's as good as they say he is. And then that kind of gives them an opportunity to confirm. But I love doing it, and I'd be happy to do it more too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool. Look, you love giving it. You've obviously given it to a bit of me. You're giving it to Adam.
That's what, but I like it.
No, I do too.
Yeah, you usually pay women to do it to you, don't you? Here's $50. Yell at me for 20 minutes.
We'll get you back in a
I
second.
have a
Don't you
wife
worry.
at home. That does that.
Oh, no, you shouldn't have told her. Shouldn't have told her.
You've been very vocal on Twitter about how smelly the WWE fan base is.
Dude, so rough.
And
Legit so rough.
And I want to get you to rate something right now.
Okay.
Who's the smellier fan base? We've got Star Wars, we've got WWE, we got Swifties and AFL fans.
Swifties, I don't think they smell. You know, they seem like they like to take care
Smell
of
like
themselves.
Impulse.
They put
Remember
their
that?
cringe friendship bracelets and all that stuff on. So I don't think it's them. Star Wars would be pretty smelly.
Yeah, I reckon there's a draw between.
And because
Star
imagine
Wars
when you've got
and
your fake
WWE.
lightsaber and you're playing the game, like, you know, you're in your
Yeah.
front yard with your... It's always a cousin. They don't have actual friends. That can be very sweaty. But wrestling fans, hands down, are the smelliest and the sweatiest fans I've ever seen in my life. It's just a sea of black shirts, and somehow you can still see the pit stains. It's a black shirt. How can I see the pit stains in a black shirt? Like, I don't understand the compulsion, but at least we know when one's coming, you know? You might be somewhere outside of work and you can just smell them coming.
Yeah, like shark in the water, blood kind of thing.
So I'm from behind, I can find it. And it's a, yeet, as they walk around, yeah.
Have you got any more? We're pretty close
He's
to
trying
done.
to hide his yeet shirt.
I think we're pretty much done.
I think we wanted to get one back on Grayson. So,
Good luck.
brother, what's with the pimples on the chest?
The pimples on the chest, you know. Oh, let me have a look. Oh, there's only one or two. It's not that bad, is it?
1, 2, 3,
Does it
4.
bother you that Theory's bigger than you?
Not really, because like obviously he's the body guy on the team, but I'm the talk. He can never do what I could do. He'd come in here, you'd have the most boring interview of your life, you know. So I'm not too stressed about that. Jeez. But I understand he's a physically very, very big guy. But against you, like I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger next to you, lad.
I know.
You know, so I'm feeling
Look
okay
at the
about
chain
myself.
on this guy too.
It's water off a duck's back with him. Are you jealous that Rhea gets to go home to Buddy every night?
That's one I can say. No, I'm okay. I'm like, I don't like. Maybe what I'm gonna play. I'll play Fortnite with him or something. You know.
He'd probably love that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Look, sorry, go on.
One quick one, because I've got Clash of Clans.
Oh,
What's it like?
No way! You have Clash of Clans! Oh,
And I'm like,
that's crazy, dude.
whoa! What's it like? And no, but
Spend some time with your wife, dude. Why are you on Clash
He's
of
got a
Clans?
kid as well.
I know. What's it like seeing yourself as an action figure, Grayson? Because, you know, that would have been the coolest thing ever. Like, you're a WWE action figure or in a computer game. Like, this is freaking insane.
Because you're in a
shit.
few now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm in a few, yeah.
Are you in any that you're a big fan of, or is like you've seen them a little bit and?
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for Fortnite.
You want to be in
Oh.
Fortnite?
I want to be in Fortnite because when my husband plays and he can remember to text me back because he's playing as me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right. Are you in COD yet?
Yes,
You are.
I think so.
You're in one of them. There's so many. She's just
I mean,
in so many
everyone's
video
in
games.
COD. I'm in COD these days.
I believe I am.
But it is always surreal, like especially the action figures. They're the stuff when you're growing
Yeah.
up. You want to be in a video game and you
Yeah.
want an action figure, and they're
Having
the
it in
real
your
surreal
hand
things.
is just wild. You're like, this is legit a mini me.
Yeah, and they're like super realistic too.
They
Although
are.
they gave me extra abs, I'm pretty proud of that. That was pretty cool.
I was going to say,
alright with that.
on TV, you don't have as many abs.
I just made the joke of myself first. It doesn't work that way, but I appreciate you trying. You know, I
Mate.
feel this is really good. Like you've had a great. This is your first interview, and I think you've done really, really well.
I'm the work experience kid.
Yeah,
And it shows.
So if you keep going, dude, you might get upgraded soon.
Yeah.
Also come from Grayson Waller. That's pretty good. He has his own talk show.
I do.
He does.
I've had some big guests. Logan Paul's been on my show. John Cena, Cody Rhodes,
You've done well.
the actual big stars.
Rhea Ripley, Grayson Waller, thanks so much for chatting. WWE, they're going to be in Perth in October 10, 11, and 13. They're going to be doing SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Raw. Guys, thanks so much for chatting.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh,
God.
I'm like, I'm gonna stay quiet. Fuck it out.